Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this episode, we will continue to discuss and explore more strategies that can make a group live. Are you interested or are you just confused? Don't worry, this episode clears things up. Now let's look at our first life and death problem. It involves the strategy of sacrificing the black stones in order to let the other half alive. We see that this is a group of black stones and it is separated by the white stones into two parts. Those 4 black stones are a small group and those 2 black stones are another small group. The first step involves placing here to try to capture those 2 white stones. By placing here, we see that black is now able to capture those 2 white stones and at the same time have the capacity of placing here if white does not block from this side, and therefore we see that those are 2 real eyes for black. Therefore, white must block here to destroy the real eye for black, whereas at this time we see that those black stones can actually be sacrificed. Now black goes here to block those white stones from this side, and if white continues to eat those 3 black stones, black can go here and therefore making 2 real eyes on this side for those 4 black stones. In this question and problem, we see that the strategy of sacrificing one half of the stones can actually make the other half survive. This is a very common strategy in life and death problems. Here is another example of a life and death problem which involves destroying and finding the opponent's weakness in order to survive. What do you guys think of this shape and problem at the first hand? You can now pause the video and think for yourselves a few minutes before answering. Okay, so it's now black's turn to step, and we see that in this problem, this group of black stones already have a real eye at the top. Therefore, it is very important for the black stones to find another real eye in the bottom using white's weakness in those 2 groups of white stones. We see that this black stone is captured by white stones and those white stones are connected with each other. However, between them there is actually a gap, so black can actually use this gap as an advantage. The strategy and the most important step in this problem is jumping here. We see that after this jump, white is able to capture this black stone, but then black can use the strategy of going here to making a futile connection, just like the last episode we've introduced. In this way, black is able to survive with 1 real eye down here and another real eye at the top. However, if white goes at this direction to try to mend its weakness of a futile connection, black can go here to descend so that this white stone is actually captured in this shape. You can see now that if white blocks here, black can connect here so that this white stone is dead and making a real eye down this side so that this group of black stones has 2 real eyes. In the last episode, we've introduced a very typical shape called Songdaigou, which in English is a large L group with extra liberty. In this episode, in the same way, we've introduced another very typical shape in life and death problems called, in Chinese, is 金贵角, and in English is called carpenter's square, where we can see that this shape is actually formed as a square. So now it's black's turn to go and try to survive in this case. Which direction do you think white can go? You can also pause the video to think about it. Okay, the correct direction is actually going from this direction. And if black wants to destroy and kill white, it must go here to destroy the real eye for white. In this case, white descends, and if black continues to destroy and kill, it must reduce the space for white. So hanging here is the best choice. However, we can see that now white is able to hang here the same way so that it can make two potential eyes, real eyes. One is if black continues to destroy this eye, then it can go here so that one point is a real eye and those two black stones form a real eye. On the other hand, if black wants to destroy the one point's real eye, it must go here to descend, and then white can go here to block black, at the same time forming a real eye on this point, so that this group of stones is alive. Some students might ask, what if I go from the other side and try to survive? If white goes here from the other direction, it is very different in this way. Now black is able to destroy the eye the same way as last time, but white is not able to form two potential real eyes at this time. If white continues to hang here, black is able to destroy this real eye. However, if white goes here, then we can see that it forms a 周色体 on this corner, which in Chinese is called 打结. So at this method, white is not able to survive completely. After introducing the typical shape of 金贵角 and the method of sacrificing some of the stones in order to let others survive, we've come to another example of expanding our living space to survive. For example, in this shape and in this life and death problem, it's also black's turn to step. What do you think now black is the best choice? Well, black's choice is to jump here at the first step. If white wants to destroy and kill black, it must destroy the real eye here. Black continues, but the third step is the most essential step in this problem. Black goes here to expand the living space for this group. So now we see that not only it kills and captures this white stone, it expands its living space so that there are two potential real eyes already in this shape. If white continues and wants to destroy the eyes, it must go here, and then black goes here to connect, and if white goes here, black connects so that it forms a futile connection, just like the way we introduced in the last episode. In this way, this group of black stones is alive because black is able to expand its living space. In this last problem we are going to discuss, white seems to be in big trouble. It cannot survive because if it forms a real eye on this top, black is able to connect here so that leaves only one real eye for the entire group. In this way, it is very important for us to see the important way of discovering the other opponent's weakness in order for us to survive and save our own stones. So what do you think is the best choice in this situation? Well, the best step is to cut here, and the first step, to find the other opponent's weakness and attack it in order to make our own stones alive. Black has no choice but to go here from this side because if it goes here, white is able to use this strategy of attacking here first and then surviving by capturing the stone at the same time, forming a real eye on the top. In this way, this group of white stones is alive. Therefore, black has no choice but to go here and attack white from this side. White continues to descend black blocks from this side, and this is the most important move. White goes here in the corner to try to have senti, which in Chinese is called 先手. And then if black now connects here, white is able to capture this black stone so that we can see black has no choice but to go here and capture white. If now black goes here, white is able to capture those 5 black stones. After black blocks and captures those 2 white stones, white is able to go here, forming 2 real eyes on this group. Now we return to this phase. If now black chooses to block here first, white is able to go here, which we can see that making a diagonal move and at the same time forming a potential real eye at the 1-1 point. If black now continues to block here, white is able to capture this, making it the same way as the last situation. If now black wants to destroy the white's eyes from the top by going here, white is able to go here, eating the 2 black stones at the same time, forming a real eye at the 1-1 point. In this way, this group of stones is alive, and this problem actually involves sacrificing our own stones and at the same time discovering our opponent's weaknesses.